Hey, what's up? I know what you're thinking when you read the title of this video. Do I miss America? A lot of people ask that question. Hey, Langston, do you miss America? And I know what you're thinking when you seeing all of this. Yeah, baby. You know what I'm saying? When you seeing all of this, you're like, man, Langston, how in the world can you miss America and you got a beach all to yourself? And that's real talk. Look at it. A beach all to myself. My family and I. We in a jungle. You know what I'm saying? Randomly you see a few people out here, but for the most part, we out here. This is ours. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to pay for parking. You ain't got to worry about a bunch of people hogging up the beach when you got the whole beach to yourself. So, Langston, how in the world can you miss America when this place is beautiful? It's wonderful. How, man? Look at the water, man. I wish I could be here. How can you miss America, man? And I'm gonna explain it to you. You're gonna be shocked and amazed at some of the things I have to say that would definitely benefit you if you were, to make a decision that you wanted to actually live outside of U.S. soil. Yeah, man, this is amazing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man, when you're on vacation. They call the stage the honeymoon stage. When you stay somewhere for a week or two, and then after that you start realizing, okay, I gotta live here. You know what I'm saying? And things are not as pleasing as they were when you vacationed. You start to realize that there's some things that other countries are missing that America has. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna explain it to you. So if you decide that you want to move out of the U.S., you can make a sound, right decision. Yeah, even though this is beautiful, man, these foreign countries do have their disadvantages. And we're gonna get into it. Let's go. Yo, what's going on? What's happening? A couple people have asked me, do I miss living in America, being that I moved out of the country? And I'm gonna answer the question. First and foremost, it's just been a month, since I've been out of the country. And, according to a lot of other people, the honeymoon stage, that all people go through that relocate out of the country, they go through this stage where, it's new. Things are new, like going to the beach, warm weather, being around animals and eating, fresh fruit and vegetables and all of that stuff, it's new and opposite to the type of lifestyle that they lived in the States. You know what I mean? But after 2 to 3 weeks, you start to realize that, this is going to be regular life for you, and oftentimes people, after the honeymoon stage is over, oftentimes people move back to the country that they left. You know what I'm saying? Because what a lot of people don't realize is there's a difference between vacationing at a place and living at a place. Of course, when you vacation, you spend 7 days or 2 weeks, at a place, and it's the beach and it's warm weather and you're getting, drinks and you're partying and you're not even thinking about, your life back at home. Of course it's going to be wonderful. Of course everything is going to be picture perfect. You understand? But that's when you are vacationing. There's a difference between vacationing and living at the place that you partied at for the rest of your life. So with me, I'm done with my honeymoon stage. You know what I'm saying? And now I realize that this is everyday life. And now I can understand how a lot of the people that's from here don't go to the beach every day. You know what I'm saying? Because they have other things, priorities that they have to take care of, priorities that they have to prioritize. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the beach may be once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm actually living, you know, here and realizing that this is my life, you know, to answer your question, do I miss America? Miss living in America? I would have to be honest and say yes, but you got to understand one thing. I don't miss watching the Final Four. You know what I'm saying? I don't miss, because you can't, there's a lot of things that you can't, a lot of apps that you can't use, you know, for streaming and everything else, you know, like HBO Max, Cinemax, and all the rest of that stuff, you know, YouTube. They say get a VPN number, but if they catch you, you know what I'm saying, your account will be suspended. I'm not into all of that anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a real cultural dude. I don't need to watch TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm an outdoor guy. I'm an outdoors guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't need, you know, I'm not the conventional type of person that lives in America that needs to watch their episodes of this and go out to this club and have drinks on Wednesdays and all that stuff. That's not me. You understand? So I'm quite content where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I like the beach. You know, even though a lot of other people don't go to the beach every day, I do. You know what I mean? I still take care of my priorities. You know, I love nature. You know, I love being out here in the middle of the jungle and waking up and seeing monkeys swing through vines and fight each other and all of that stuff. It's man, it's beautiful to see. You know what I'm saying? Iguanas, parrots, what is that? Toucans. I think that's what they are. The you know, the Fruit Loops dude, the bird. You know what I'm saying? On the Fruit Loops box, cereal box. I think it's toucans. You know what I'm saying? Seeing them in the morning, you know, you can't beat it. What I don't like and what I miss about America is accessibility and convenience. You know, they don't have Amazon that delivers down here. You know, I can't just instantly get my shit when I want it. Whether it be peppermints, Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap, or quinoa, or wild rice, or black rice, I can't just grab it. Where I'm located here, all they sell is white rice. That's it. You understand? So it's more of what I miss about living in America is just being able to just get whatever I want and need at any given time. No matter if I gotta, you know, order from Amazon. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of Amazon Prime, so I get my shit no less than a day, if not the same day. You understand? And if they don't have it, and you know, I can easily just drive down the street where I used to live at. I could just easily drive down the street to a Target, to Harris Teeter, the two grocery stores. You know what I'm saying? Harris Teeter and Publix. You know, if I need some organic shit, you know what I mean? Like, I can go. They got a Sprouts right down the street too, right across the street from Target, where I used to live at. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't, let's say for example, I'm looking for quinoa and they don't have it in Sprouts, I could go to Whole Foods, and they got about 4 Whole Foods in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? I'm including the one in Huntersville. So it's the accessibility and the convenience. You know what I'm saying? And being able to get what you want and need if you have the money for it. See, here I got the money, and I still can't get what I want and need. Not like that. And if I can get it, it's not going to be that quick. It's going to take about a week or two in order for it to get here, to arrive here. And then, you know, first I got to pay for it. Then there's a sales tax, you know what I'm saying? And then once it gets over here, you know what I'm saying, they got to go through customs, so they have to approve of it. And then they're going to tax me on the shit that's in the box. So it's just like, it's a lot of red tape. It's a lot of red tape. And let's just say, you know, they do have like organic grocery stores and stuff like that, but not in a part or a side of the country that I'm on. You know what I mean? And they do have this thing called, and I do it. I do it every now and then. It's called something Mart or something where it's like Instacart, but it's not like Instacart because you don't instantly get your shit. You know, you order like that Friday and you get your shit that next Wednesday. That Wednesday coming up. So it's not instant. You order that Friday and then what, 6 or 7, I don't know, about 5, 6 days, something like that, 4 or 5 days you get your shit. You know what I mean? And they're limited to what you can order. And of course, everything's expensive here. So if you getting a bag of quinoa, like take for example, a bag of quinoa in the States may cost $5, right? If you get it from that Mart thing, the Instacart thing that I said, that's not instant, you know what I'm saying? You paying double the price. You paying $10. You know what I'm saying? So I miss just being able to get up and get the things that I want and need. I also miss business-minded people. You know what I'm saying? I miss infrastructure that America has. In other words, what I'm saying is that if your sink is stopped up, right? And you call a plumber and he said he gonna be there at 9 o'clock a.m. today, and you call him at 7, that nigga's gonna be ringing the doorbell at 8:58, ding dong, right there at your house. Here, if a plumber, if your sink or something gets stopped up, and you need a plumber, and the man say he gonna be here at 9 o'clock in the morning, guarantee you, I'm telling you, this is my word, you gotta put in, okay, this motherfucker probably had a couple of drinks the night before, and you know, their big thing here, and this is not just, you know, this is about everywhere. This is in the Caribbean, Central and South America. Their big thing here is rice and beans and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? He probably had a whole bottle of tequila and some rice and beans, you know what I mean? And some fucking rum, and then he picked up the phone at 7 in the morning, because that's probably what time he went to sleep. And he's saying, yeah, I'm gonna be there at 9. Best believe, if he say he gonna be there at 9 a.m., he gonna be there tomorrow, the next day at 5 p.m. That's guaranteed. That's guaranteed. People don't move, regardless of whether it has something to do with money or not. A lot of people here are not business-minded. They're just not. They do things on their accord. And some would say, well, man, you just spoiled, and that's just the Americanized version. Excuse me, that's just the American you. I beg to differ, man. Business is business, and it should be that way across the board, no matter where you go. If you say you're going to be there, you're going to be somewhere, and someone's paying you, you should be there on time. If not, 5 to 10 minutes early, prior to the time that you were supposed to be there. You understand? And let me tell you something, man. I'm never going to change this. And I'm not going to say that, you know, that's going to be the end all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never going to go back to the United States. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I know that the things that I'm discussing is very important. It's vital to me, because I'm used to things. All my years, I'm used to people being punctual on time. All my years, I'm used to being independent, not being able to depend on someone. You understand? So I don't want to try to figure out how, well, okay, I could get this person, I could purchase from Amazon and then have it mailed to this person's house, and I could just have it sent. She can send it here, or I could just pay for a plane ticket for her to come here, a round trip plane ticket for her to come here, and that'll be her payment. You know, she'll come down and vacation for a couple of days. While in the process of that, she can bring me my shit. Man, fuck that. I'd rather get in a car and drive down the street and get my shit. But these are the things that you have to worry about or focus on, you know what I'm saying, when you're living out of the country. It's your independency is limited based on how you live now. Now, if you live like, you know, I go out and I eat at this restaurant and I don't cook, you know what I'm saying, and blah 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 blah, you're still gonna have a problem. You're still gonna have a problem. Because there's certain restaurants that you may want to eat at that they don't have available. Even fast food restaurants. You can't just, where I'm at, they don't have a McDonald's. They don't have no fast food restaurants. None. None. And for the restaurants that they do have, you know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers eat is rice and beans. So this is something that you have to deal with. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm dealing with it because I'm more of a nature guy. I'm more of an independent guy where I don't go out and eat. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to the clubs. I don't drink. I don't do none of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've already done that. I'm a homebody. You know what I'm saying? I like doing things with the family. And if I don't do it with the family, you know, you'll see me by myself at a beach or something like that. But for those that, you know, are into, you know what I'm saying, the lifestyle, you know, dressing up every day. Man, it's too hot for that shit. I hear this comment all the time and it pisses me off. People like, yo, man, why don't you put on a shirt? Motherfucker, you come out here and do a video. And you'll see, how you going to do a video with a shirt on and it's 90-something degrees outside? Stop it. So if you into fashion, you into being, you know what I'm saying, lit, you know, I'm getting whatever the fucking vernacular you all use, jargon or slang that you all use for, you know what I'm saying, getting dressed up, you can forget about it. You can forget about it. And this goes across the board of the Caribbean islands, Central and South America, and Africa. Anywhere where it's hot and it's tropical weather and shit like that, man, what you gonna get dressed up for? You get dressed up with special occasions like weddings, funerals, birthday parties and shit like that. But every day going out, like how, you know how we used to do it, how I used to do it, you know what I'm saying, in America, man, you can forget about it. It's pointless. Especially when everybody else not looking that way and everybody else is gonna be looking at you like you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Forget about it. You talking about wearing Jordans and these different pair of sneakers and shit like that, and you got dirt roads and fucking people wearing flip-flops and t-shirts and shorts as an outfit, you're gonna look crazy. You're gonna stand out like a sore thumb. I would tell you seriously, yeah, if you are a type of person that's into fashion, you are in the in crowd and you like going to the fancy restaurants, the 5-star restaurants and you know, wearing, you know, clothes and going to these different events and stuff like that, I would say either one, rethink it if you're talking about moving out of the country, or two, move to a tourist area. Now maybe in the tourist area, you know what I'm saying, they may have those things that you get down, you know what I'm saying, how you get down, but you have to have a pretty penny. Straight up, man. Like a lot of these countries, man, you know, it's no disrespect or you know, it's no offense to the people, the natives that's in these countries, living in these countries, like such as the Caribbean islands and Central and South America. A lot of these people that live here that are native, they poor, they don't have any money. And most people, the people that do have money are the wealthy, the ones that own corporations and actually run the country. You know what I'm saying? Run the country, like the government. That's it. Other than that, regular people are not. You know what I realize in a lot of these, you know what I'm saying, Caribbean and Central, in the Caribbean islands and Central and South America, as well as in Africa. You know what I realized? Straight up, there's no such thing as middle class. There's either you have it or you don't. And what's so funny is Americans are bitching and complaining now because what Donald Trump is doing is, in my opinion, from the outside looking in, and then also living in another country and seeing how other countries how operate. You know what these wealthy people are doing that's in control of America right now? You know what they're doing? They turning America into a third world country. Straight up. That's what they're doing. That's the reason why Americans are having a fucking pissy fit. Straight up. I just heard today or either yesterday, Donald Trump said he's putting tariffs on everything that's imported inside of America. So that means that just like how I'm paying expensive prices to get things imported here, you'll be paying them just like I am. You'll be no different from me. sooner than later, you ain't gonna be able to afford to wear fucking Jordans and Nikes and sneakers and fucking name brands and shit like that, because it's gonna be too expensive. But that's what I see. You know, at least I have a little bit of more advantage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got to pay more and I got to go through some of the same things that you all go through. But at least I have a beach. At least I have warm weather. At least I can account for something. At least I have a peace of mind. Because ain't no traffic coming through here. Ain't no traffic coming through here. Let me tell you something. I'm so spoiled here as far as dealing with traffic. When I hear one car drive by, every hour I get an attitude. And I can imagine, and I remember when living in Charlotte and stuck in traffic for fucking an hour. So this place has its advantages, and that's the reason why I'm here. But like I told you all in a couple of videos ago, yo, this is real talk. You know what happens in America? It affects the whole world. So when people, and I'm going to do a video about that, when you have expats leaving America saying that they're leaving America to stretch their dollar and live a better life because it's cheaper in, let's say, Merida, Mexico, well, you sadly mistaken. Eventually, that the cost of living, the economy, inflation is going to catch up with you. Straight up. If we don't do something about this current situation that we all are globally in, everybody's just going to be playing musical chairs. Until, you know how musical chairs go, there's going to be two people left in one chair. Straight up. So yeah, man, these islands and Central and South America, Caribbean islands and Central South America and Africa, man, the government runs this shit. People ain't driving around Mercedes Benzes and BMWs and shit like that they do in America. That's unheard of here. Straight up. And I don't like to discuss politics and religion as far as dealing with the country that I live in, because they are really, really fucking on some real shit here. When it comes to their religion, they real religious and real political. So I keep my mouth closed, because where I'm located at, there's no cops. And they'll tell you, the natives, they'll tell you, like, yo, man, you got to fend for yourself, because ain't no use of you calling the cops. They ain't going to come. And if they do come, they just going to file a report. That's it. So that means that you could be found in a fucking ditch somewhere. You could be buzzing me. Ain't nobody gonna give a fuck. Look what happened to that young lady that was from Charlotte, North Carolina. I forgot her name. Went down to vacation with her friends in New Mexico. And I truly believe they unalived her. And still to this day, nobody's held accountable for her death. This shit is not a game. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, I don't miss living in America when it comes to my health. I'm eating some of the best foods that I've ate in my life. Fruits and vegetables, you know, organic. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? That sun is always here to heal us. And oftentimes when I was in the States, I see people walking around with umbrellas saying it's too hot, or if you're black, you saying, man, I don't want to get any darker. Not knowing that that's good for your melanin. It powers you up. It powers your melanin up. It's good for you. I'm drinking straight up spring water. It's the first time ever in my life where I went to a stream and cupped my hand and drunk out of it. So I can't complain on that level. But as far as accessibility, as far as, you know, let's take it another step further. As far as medical issues, like if I needed medical help, I'm on my own. Yeah, they got clinics. They ain't got no fucking hospital. So things are not accessible to me how they were when I was living in the States. It's not. That's real shit. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to have to make do. It's not the end all for me. It's just that, you know, I'm just used to having certain things at any time that I want to have them. Anytime. If I'm in the United States, as long as I got the money in the United States, I can get any and everything that I want. And nowadays, you don't even need a car. You can have your shit delivered. Uber Eats. And I used to, years back, about 4 years ago, I used to do Postmates on the side, you know what I'm saying, for a little while. And I remember, man, Postmates, I remember delivering liquor, cigarettes, medicine, you name it. Uber Eats and Postmates, man, you could buy fucking bikes, all types of shit, and have that shit delivered to you. But not here. Not here, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the deal breaker for me, but at times I feel a certain kind of way. Like, yo, man, I'm not into the cookies and the cakes and the junk food and all the rest of that shit. But every now and then I want to indulge. And I, you know, people out here are healthy because they don't have a choice. And literally, they don't have a choice. Straight up. Like, you go to these grocery stores and the candy section it ain't no aisle like in the American grocery stores. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole aisle. On the left-hand side is potato chips. On the right-hand side is fucking cookies and shit like that. And then those little islands, when you're walking in between or like around the grocery store, they got an island, like they got donuts and shit. Buy one, get one free on your big card or your MVP or whatever grocery store you using. They always got a fucking card where you could just, you know what I'm saying, scan that shit and buy one, get one free, Edelman donuts and shit like that. It ain't like that here. Ain't like that here. Straight up. And when I want some junk food, like I said, I don't eat that shit like that. But it's every now and then. I'm not a saint. Every now and then I indulge. But when I want to indulge, I don't. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm a vegetarian. I eat vegetables, fruits and vegetables every day. I eat fucking watermelon and cantaloupe. It's either watermelon, cantaloupe, pineapple, or star fruit every fucking morning. And then that's faithfully. And then lunch and dinner, I eat some type of vegetable with my protein on the side. It may be fucking quinoa or black rice or wild rice. You know what I'm saying? Or lentils or something like that. Right? I keep a strict diet. You know what I mean? So every now and then I want some bullshit. I don't want to, like I want to got some bullshit from here and I ate it and I'm like, yo, this ain't even right. Like it ain't got that real sugar in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't got that type of sugar that make your head hot and you start sweating and shit like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you know, that's the thing. I'm not complaining, so stop it with the BS. You know what I mean? If someone were to ask me what I miss about living in America, or do I miss living in America, I'll say yes, for the reasons that I just explained to you. And those reasons, you know, that's it. You know what I mean? What can I say? With the exception of, I want to say this one more thing too. If those that are interested in moving out of the country and you want to move amongst your own people, they make those fucking plane tickets expensive as shit. Anywhere that there's black people at, they make those plane tickets expensive as shit. Because see, one thing, I caught on to this shit, right? This is real talk. As a person entering to another country, a tourist, they charge you for everything. They charge you for the sunlight. They charge you for the like this shit right here. You know, the plants and all the rest of this shit. This is an amenity. You got to look at this shit as a business. Because that's the way that these governments are looking at it. And they charging you for this shit. They charging you for the beach, for the sun, for the warm weather, for fucking these trees and shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Palm trees, coconut trees, and all the rest of that shit. They charging you for it. And last but not least, for those people that want to live or visit a country where there's black people, you know what they charging you They overcharging you. You know why they overcharging you? They charging you for black culture. Real shit. You want to go to Jamaica? Oh, you want to go to Jamaica? Oh, we know you're gonna eat swordfish, jerk chicken. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna listen to reggae. You know, you're gonna have a good old time, and that's what they're charging you for. I'm being real. I peeped the fucking game. Straight up. Or you just want to go back to the motherland and you want to be amongst your black people, but they're gonna hit you in the head first. The United States is. And then once you get over to the country and you around black people, you thinking, oh yeah, you know, it's gonna be kumbaya. You gonna be playing the drum, African drums, and you just gonna be one with the people. No. They're gonna look at you as a tourist as well. Yeah, you got black skin. Yeah, you got the big nose, the big lips, and all the rest of that shit. But guess what? Either you a gringo, a Yankee, or something. You ain't from here. And when you step off that fucking plane, they look at you as a dollar sign. Boy, these expats kill me when they say, man, you know, I went to this country in Central America, or this country in South America, or I went to this island in the Caribbean, or I went to this country in the continent of Africa, and the people were so nice, and this and that and so forth. You know, the question I would ask them is, did you live, or did you vacation in the tourist area? Or did you live amongst the people? See, I live amongst the people. And I can tell you, they look at me like I'm crazy. Like as if they ain't never seen no fucking black person ever before. I don't live in a tourist area. Of course, when you're living in a tourist area or when you're vacationing in a tourist area, of course they're going to treat you nice. Why? Because they're trying to get that money. So of course people going to be nice to you. Some of y'all just, what are you, dumb? Like some of y'all just don't get it. I tell you what. Go fuck with those same people that was nice to you and let them know you ain't got no money. And see how nice they're going to be to you then. I got the fruit man coming up to the house that I'm at right now. That motherfucker come here first before he goes anywhere else. He stations at a store that's right near me. Like, it ain't even like a real store. It's not a convenience store. They ain't even got gas stations where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But it's a store right here. Like, a motherfucker just turned his house into a store. That's what it is, right? He's set up right there. He comes up here first. And the reason why he comes up here first, because I spend no less than $100 to $200. And he got to go up a hill to get here. You think, do you think that I think that motherfucker's being nice to me? No. He's just trying to give me good service so I can come back to him. Some of y'all got to take up business one-on-one. And then you'll start to overstand. And I do mean overstand, not under. What life is all about. It's about a business. Ain't no love. Don't nobody fucking love you. All they care about is this. That plain and simple. Other than that, man, I helped you all out. You know, you got any questions? Leave in the comment section. I'm out.